What's up? San Isidro, that's right. Pura cafetera en la mañana. Hector de Real, that's right. People don't know about that, Hector. Hey, Hector. When I was a kid, I used to have a hat that had a coffee cup in it, right? And it was from a place called C's, okay? All right? It was called C's. And I used to always wear it. The fools used to get mad. Yep. I like it because when I used to go down over there to Florido and to El Nino and to Sanchez and all those fucking places, I used to wear it because that was the thing back then, you know? Fools would look at me like, damn, fool, eres del otro lado con una pinche cafetera cachucha esta perra. They used to like it. Yep. But do you guys like the thumbnail right there? Man, don't miss that thumbnail. A lot of CJNG's problems are stemming from that young woman right there. You know, a lot of people don't know that Metcho's daughter married a very influential young guy whose dad was somebody really important in CGNG. And a lot of people respect him. What's up, J209? A lot of you guys, I've told you guys, and I made it very clear that Don Cello was a very respectable narco for CGNG, well liked by all his people. His son has been working for them for the last 11 years now. Married to Metcho's daughter, Joanna. Joanna lived 2 hours from me, an hour from me. Put it that way. If you check out the thumbnail right there, she's from San Jacinto, California, which is by Hemet, Paris, Nuevo. Yeah, what are you feeling, J09? I'll give you a diagnosis over the thing the best I can. I have a lot of medical experience. You got the chills, the coughs, the running noses, a headache, the fever, the chillies. What you got, brother? Remember, do you have chorro? Do you have diarrhea, nausea, vomiting? You know, let me know, J209. You know, a lot of these problems that CJNG's having is stemming from Metcho's daughter. You know, a lot of people don't know that. Nah, you just got the flu. It'll take 3 days. It'll run its course in 3 days. The first day's pretty bad. The second day's pretty bad. Pretty much all you got to do, Jay, is fucking orange juice and vitamin C 3 times a day. So you want to take 1,000 milligrams in the morning, 5 in the afternoon, and then another 1,000 at night before you go to bed. Maybe like 2 or 3 hours before you go to bed. That's going to be a 2,500 milligram shot of vitamin C. All right, and you need to get yourself a multivitamin and drink the multivitamin with you too. Those vitamins are going to give all your body system a little kick, a little push. Not very much. It's going to absorb whatever it wants. It's going to shit out whatever. There's my motherfucking man. My boy fucking Fantasma. You guys, let's get a moment of silence for my boy Fantasma. That's enough. That's my man. Fucking love that vato. Talk about someone that always comes through for you guys. That's a boy. I don't know if you remember me. I'm MBJZ. I just changed my name. Orale, MBJZ. Fuck yeah, I remember you. MBDJZ. I remember you. Were badass. You're one of the original ones, homie. But yeah, MBJZ. Take that shit. You know what I mean? Ain't nothing gonna happen to you, MBJZ. Take the 1,000 milligrams of vitamin C, then 500 in the afternoon, and another 1,000 at around 4 or 5. It's all about the situation. Is it about that situation in Tijuana? No, not really. Do I think he's having a rough time? You know, I'm going to tell you something. It's not all chopped up like people think it is. I'm sure he's living nice, but it just makes up for how hard his life is. You know what I mean? So it kind of balances it out. You know what I mean? you know, this inner turmoil is definitely going to take their toll on their organization. I'll tell you that much. And especially with what's going down with him. You know, Mecho, a lot of people don't know he's a full-blown diabetic, just like Don Mayo. The only problem with Mecho is that he's not a type 2, he's a type 1, insulin dependent. So his kidneys are all fucked off. Don Mayo's a type 2, he's soft. He just takes pills and he's okay. But Don Mayo isn't. And he's definitely paying for it. A lot of people think he's dead. A lot of people think he's sick. I'm not going to comment on it. But I will tell you this much. A lot of guys from Michoacan, they like to fake their deaths. Including my grandfather, including my uncle. Including the guy I used to work for, Nazario. You know, Nazario taught me a lot of things. I didn't work specifically for him, but I worked under him. My boss was the number 2, number 3 guy for Nazario. I learned a lot. Well, look. Sonora, Michoacán, Juárez, Tijuana, Tamaulipas, Nuevo León, Ensenada. Guaymas, right there where OG Shadow's from. Guaymas. Right there, Guaymas, Sonora. Where OG Shadow's from. That fucking place right there. That place has been hot for like 3 years. And no one talks about it. Shadow lived in the fucked up place. Shadow lived in the middle of the Salazars. In the middle of the Quintero fight. That shit's brutal. But he's been able to escape, brothers. Yeah, it's a hassle, guys. It's a hassle right now, especially with Mecho's daughter and everything that's going on. You know, her husband's the one that's trying to take over, and a lot of people don't really like it. You know what I mean? Ooh, Shadow? Poor guy. But I mean, there's a lot of truth to him, Fantasma. A lot. It's just not as chopped up as he makes it sound. What's up, Marcus? But yeah, I worry about that the most. The most, especially when you think about it. His daughter isn't somebody who you would say is that smart. And I don't mean it in a disrespectful way. I mean it like in a way where she doesn't have the business smarts or the aptitude for the business. You know what I mean? It takes a certain person to run a certain kind of business like that, an organization, to keep it going and you know. And you heard it here first. You know, these guys, you know, everything has a rise, everything has a fall. You know, I said it here first, and you guys are always going to remember this because there's a video of it. You know, Cjng, or the 4 letters, is going to go through the whole shit like the Zetas did. Why? Because of the inner turmoil. And every organization goes through that. Sinaloa went through it. Tijuana went through it. Juarez went through it. Gulf went through it. I mean, the only guy that I can probably honestly say that they didn't go through it was Huevo Trevino's crew. The Trevinos just pretty much told them, you want to stay with the name Zetas? Go ahead. We don't give a fuck. You know, we're the Trevino family. You know, so I mean, things are changing, man, everywhere. There's nothing people can really do anymore. You know what I mean? They took a big hit right now con los pájaros de sierra. I mean, those guys were cool. Los pájaros de sierra, I liked them. They were cool, but look what happened to them. They disobeyed a direct order, you know? You know, they were the Pelon had been given clemency. If anybody knows about that, I'm talking about the mass murder that happened in on a funeral in Michoacan. There was a funeral for a mother of an ex member of the Cjng, and from our understanding, he had clemency, or he had permission to go visit his mom's funeral and attend his mom's funeral with that peace, knowing that nothing would happen to him. And that's not what happened. What happened was a convoy of about 10 trucks came and killed him and everybody who was in his family. You know, and some of the people they lined up were guys that had nothing to do. They were just members of the family. They were there at the funeral. But Pelon, in one regards, had killed El Chaparro's brother about 2 years before. So Chaparro, in the old school Mexican way, was just seeking revenge. But I guess he chose it. He chose it too easy. He should have waited till the next day and waited till Pelon had left. But Chaparro didn't want to take that chance. He knew he had him locked in at his mom's funeral, and he was going to take him out there. And that's what he did. And they've been catching those pájaros de sierra. I'll tell you that much. You know what I mean? And they were a good group, too. They were like an elite team. The tunnel in Otay, you know, the way I see it is just another tunnel, man. They're going to find tons of them everywhere. Who it belonged to, I don't know. But whoever it belonged to, they lost some money there. Am I happy? I mean, what do you consider happy? What do you consider happy? That's a big question. It's kind of confusing. What do you consider happy? Well, look, and I'm going to tell you something about El Marro. To me, putting a person like him away is 100% justifiable. But this is what I say. If you want the public and kids to grow up and idolize the correct side of the government instead of the wrong, even though El Marro to me is a murderer, a thief, a malandro, he also is human. He also deserves the right to be treated right, even though he didn't give that in return. Remember, Fantasma, 2 wrongs don't make a right. You have to be the bigger person in this. I'm going to give you a good narco history. When somebody's kid was kidnapped and killed, they kidnapped their wife. And in return, they told them, we're giving your wife back. Even though you don't want her, even though you don't give a fuck if she's dead or not, we don't get down like you. So I'm not happy in that aspect, but for society's view, it's definitely good that he's back in there. Hey, he was the main reason people were getting killed over there. The guys from Cjng went hard at him. Yep. What's up, Raimundo? Rick Jacob, he was crying on TV. They whacked out his sister at her wedding. Yeah, they did. I remember that one, Rick Jacobs. You remember that one, Fantasma, when they whacked out his sister? Hey, they picked up his mom, put his mom in jail, whacked out his sister. Metro fucking knocked that fool out. Metro, hey, one thing Metro don't like, because he's an old school Michoacano, he don't like to be backstabbed. You know what I mean? But remember this, guys. A lot of this violence that's happening right now within CJNG is caused by that woman right there in that thumbnail. Her and her husband. Yeah, he wasn't going to outlast him. Dude, see, Marro compared to CJNG was a fucking joke. And people try to say, oh, that little guy, he ain't doing shit. He wasn't doing nothing. All he kept doing, he was like a flea on a big Rottweiler. That's what he was. He was a little flea on a big Rottweiler, and finally the Rottweiler got mad and scratched him off. It's a fucking flea. It was nothing to him. He didn't even affect Metro. He started bothering him. That much he did. But right now, Papa Metro's got more problems. Bigger problems than that. Yep. Nah, I don't think I saw that video. I think you're kind of mistaking what he said, Rick Jacobs. He kind of, what he was kind of doing was kind of like dry snitching on Metro. You know what I mean? He wanted people que lo apoyaran a él. You know what I mean? Like, he wanted people to get his back in this whole situation. He thought people were going to, what they call friend jump. Like, oh yeah, this is my side. I like this agreement, blah, blah. But no one did. No one came to his aid. At the end, it was his people versus the 4 letters, and the 4 letters beat the shit out of him and shitted on him. Yeah, well, you know what? Guanajuato's still ugly to me. Still ugly. You know what? I'm going to tell you something, Rick Jacobs. He's not only a gas thief. He's a ganado thief. He steals horses. So check this out. There's a family. All right? Los Dominguez Lunas. All right? In Guanajuato. They're one of the biggest producers of carne, okay? Of meat. You know? Metro stole 29,000 head of cattle from him in a deal. Yep, in a deal. This is what happened. Don Dominguez's son was a cockfighter, rooster fighter. He got into a $20,000 bet with Marro's people. He ended up losing the bet. They said triple or nothing. He ended up losing that bet. He ended up being $200,000 in debt. They flipped the script on them. It wasn't $200,000. Probably would have been like 50 grand. But they didn't want the money. In return, they wanted some of their dad's farm. Then their dad told them to fuck off and try to have the guys killed. Wrong thing to do. Marro found out and says, you know what? Fuck them all. We're taking the ranch. Marro at one point was one of the sickest fools you could see. But he was a dirtbag. Why? Because he ran. You never really saw him. You only saw him on videos when he was talking about shit that happened to him. Like when they whacked out his sister, like Rick Jacobs said. Yeah, when they whacked out his sister, he was definitely on fucking TV. You know? The man that couldn't be found was all over TV. That's one thing I never understood about these dudes, but most of the time, those dudes, you know what I mean? Handle their business. But this guy, he was weird. You know what? I don't even think he's at any of those. I don't know where that motherfucker's at. Yeah, that might be it. Yeah, that shit's sick too. What's up, Gina? Gina said, what's up, dirty bird? Damn, fuck that shit up. Yeah, I don't see nothing. You know, I'm gonna tell you something. Let's be honest with you. All right, I'm gonna be honest with you guys. All right, guys like that, they don't last, and I'm gonna tell you why they don't last. All right, I'm gonna tell you why they don't last. Guys like that don't last because the business that they're in, right, causes a lot of attention. All right, from political viewers, from police. You know, you're stealing gas, bro. You know how much gas is in California right now? Almost fucking $7 a fucking gallon. And this motherfucker was stealing tankers that carried fucking 200 gallons of gas, guys. He was stealing tankers that um carried a large amount of gas. You know, and this motherfucker was doing it dirty. Yeah, and Maro got the hookup. Yeah, that's what it was. You know, what they do is this. Okay, this is how they do it. I'll show you guys how they do it. I seen it how they do it in Tijuana. What they do is they get the trucks, right, and they fill them up with barrels of gas. You know, like the 55 gallon drums. Those ain't shit. They get the 100-gallon drums, and they'll get a badass Chevy or a badass Tahoe or whatever, right? And they'll fucking a truck though, not a fucking Tahoe, but a real truck. And then what they'll do is that they fill all those gallons up with gas, right? And then they put them in the back of a truck, and they just driving around the city. And they got these little fucking hand pumps that pump out the gas and read by gallon. They just tied up to the truck, and they're like, "All right, how much you want?" "Oh, I want fucking 200 pesos." "All right, beep beep beep." Way fucking better than the gas from the gas station. You know, and these fools are doing this shit night and day, night and day, night and day. You know, they're doing this shit night and day, night and day. And people are like, what? Night and day. Maros people, you know, if you think about it, he was getting gas and selling it by you know,